Hello, I am Mr. Winky. Welcome to KnobCast, starring K.A.I, and by popular demand, Merryweather. Mary has taken to making comics about internet browsers being fuckable anime bitches. He was doing that Bowsette shit before it was cool. Maybe he will make a comic about me someday, but I doubt I am pretty enough.
So Merryweather, tell us about your Gab account.
No. Well, when I was, you started that right away. Okay, so Gab turned out to not be a good idea because everyone in the media is
Are
calling
you a
it.
Nazi?
No, 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 no,
My
no,
God,
no.
breaking news.
Listen
Famous
here.
e-celebrity Merryweather is a Nazi because he uses social media.
Okay. So the reason why I have a Gap account is because I wanted to kind of get in on it before it became big, in case Twitter just went full on and banned everyone with an anime profile picture. I made a Gap account just so I had a place to go, just so I could say, oh, I made this before everyone came over here.
It's okay. You don't need to justify it to us. We're all friends here.
No.
It's a neutral platform. But anyway, welcome back. I believe
you.
you are the first reoccurring main guest we've had.
That's amazing. I did enjoy the first one. It was very funny. Did you kill your co-host?
Yes, I enjoyed the first one. I was in it.
but did you kill your co-host because he's not here today?
He's trapped in the basement with Mr. Winky. In the last episode, he vocalized some opinions, and you know what happens when people do that? They get shut in the basement with a pedophile.
Yeah. How long's he got to be down there? Like a few days.
And until he starts advocating for women's rights.
I see. Fair enough. Well, that's going to be a while if I know him correctly.
Yeah, it might take a while.
Oh.
I actually have two co-hosts, and neither of them could show up today. But it's okay. I'm good enough for free people, as you know.
Cool.
I'm a beautiful boy. Well, first things first, let's get to know you a little better. Obviously, everyone knows me. I'm world-famous e-celebrity K.A.I of the K.A.I Games. With my 670-ish subscribers, I'm the most popular person in my house. But what do you get up to in your day-to-day business? I want you to tell us the story of a day in the life of e-celebrity Merryweather.
Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, so I sleep, and then I wake up, and then I'm like, do I have to do anything? And then I'm like, then a certain voice inside of my room, it just starts like vibrating through my room, through my bones.
Sorry,
bro.
that's me.
Well, if that's the case, then you also tell me, Merryweather, you have a Patreon account, and then I go back to sleep.
Nice, that was real subtle. You snuck that in beautifully. Bit of product placement there.
Almost. Absolutely. So yeah, I don't need to work, so I sleep until I want to not sleep anymore, and then I wake up, and then I'm like, okay, what do I got to do today? Do I got to do something? And let's say if I don't got to do something, I just sit down on my PC, and if I do have to do something, then I go out and do it in Tokyo, and I look at stuff. I look at anime.
What if you have to do something that isn't in Tokyo, though? Would you just not do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
If
yeah,
it was,
that's fair.
Like, where would it be?
I mean, I don't know. There's a couple of places in Japan that aren't really there anymore, so my knowledge of their geography consists mostly of nuke sites.
No, like the rest of Japan, it's all a joke, man. There's nothing that isn't Tokyo. There's nothing that isn't Tokyo. Tokyo's Japan. Everything
else is
in
the world that isn't America.
Everything else is countryside outside of Tokyo.
Japanese countryside actually seems kind of nice, though. I've had a look around on Google Maps.
Yeah, but
it's as good as being there.
It's fine, but it gets real old real fast. Let's put it like that.
I lived in the Spanish countryside, and it's like there's only so many beautiful mountainscapes you can look at before after 15 years you get fucking bored of it. It's like, oh wow, a breathtaking view, who'd have guessed? And then you just go about, shoveling some dirt again.
When you've seen I stood on on a mountain with the view of with like in a temple. I've stood on a mountain in a temple, and there's like these torii gates, the red gates that are just
I'm
standing there.
counting every time you said in a temple, so I'm imagining you are in like a temple inside of a bigger temple inside of a bigger temple now.
Absolutely, that's correct.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Yes, indeed. So and then I'm standing there and I'm looking at Mount Fuji in its full glory, on the other side of the big valley, and then I'm like, well, okay, it's kind of hard to find anything that like beats this view. And it just kind of like, okay, well, cool, that's a view then. I've always wanted to be in the situation where I'm like living in Japan, I'm standing here and I'm looking at Mount Fuji, and then I'm like, oh, what do I do now? I mean, it's cool and all, but
Yeah, I gotta agree. One of the best views I've ever had, I was walking up the mountain behind my house to get a phone signal, which, breathtaking views, great. No phone signal at home, having to walk half an hour, not as good.
What did you need the phone signal for?
Because I'm out in the countryside and the nearest civilization is a half-hour drive away.
Oof.
And it's a tiny little town where they all fuck each other's cousins. Inbreeding was a very, very big problem there. But yeah, no, I walked up the mountain and I had some clouds, behind me, the sun on the other side. It created a Brocken Spectre. They're very nice and everything. There was a double rainbow over it. It was gorgeous. It was like a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but then you've seen it, and then you're like, well, okay. It sort of makes everything else look a bit, shit in comparison.
Yeah. That's why I don't like Denmark anymore.
Yeah, but, well, to sum up a day in the life of Merryweather, you wake up, and Jesus says, Merry, my friend, your Patreon is bountiful, and everyone should go and give money to you so you can make more depressing comics about browsers.
That's what
go,
Jesus
my son.
Says.
Go be on KnobCast.
Yes.
He says those words every day.
Yes.
Even on the days when you don't have to be on KnobCast.
And I do go on KnobCast every day. I sit and talk to you for 2 hours.
It's true. We've cut all
the
footage down to this one video after months.
Absolutely.
Of Jesus insisting. He's such a pain in the ass,
These are only the best bits.
He keeps showing up in my kitchen when I'm eating and going, oh, is that a vegan burger? And I'm like, no, can you not? And he's like, you should get a vegan burger.
I have that problem, but like with random Japanese people on the street. So sometimes one of the Japanese people, I'll just be like, I want this, I want to buy this. I'll look at them and say that. And then suddenly they turn to me and they look at me. And everything's silent. All the music in the store stops, and they look at me.
The jazz music stops.
Yes, the jazz music stops completely. And then they say in perfect Danish, they say, "God is dead," and then they just go about their day again. I think it's really fucking weird that they all practice that sentence in Danish.
And everyone in the street just turns and looks as he says it.
Yes.
And then it's just the noise kicks back in. There's a studio fade in as the noise starts again.
I think it's really weird.
Yeah, why do Japanese people do that? Japanese are so fucking weird.
I think they're racist.
I think it was the nukes.
Yeah. Oh God.
They all have this weird telepathy, and they just fuck with Danish people specifically.
Yeah, that's right. Specifically Danish people.
They do something different to me. I go there and they just all do the Fortnite dance, and I'm like, what? Stop it.
Have you read the Wreck-It Ralph 2 creepypasta?
You've caught my interest in the most morbid of ways, Merryweather.
It's very short.
What is the Wreck-It Ralph 2 creepypasta, and do we have to read it on the show?
We can't read it because it's only been it's a creepypasta within a creepypasta, so it's recounted. It's not read. I don't believe that it can be read. So I will recount.
It'll burn the soul of a mortal man.
I will recount the story to you now.
Please.
Okay. So the Wreck-It Ralph 2 creepypasta goes like this. So Wreck-It Ralph has like hyper-realistic bloodshot eyes as he turns to the camera in the middle of a scene. All the music stops, everything stops, and then he just says the N-word. That's the Wreck-It Ralph 2 creepypasta.
My God, I'm chilled to my core.
Indeed, it's quite frightening that Disney would put that in.
I can't believe they do it, and then they talk shit about PewDiePie. It's a bit of hypocrisy if you ask me. But the worst part was the sequel, like Wreck-It Ralph 2 Creepypasta 2, where PewDiePie goes up to Ralph and he calls him the N-word.
Oh no!
And that's how you know that you were PewDiePie, and the cycle continues.
Damn.
Well, I've got a serious question for you now, because amazingly, KnobCast very famous for its serious questions. We do hard-hitting journalism here, so by the end of this, you will be branded a Nazi. I might have asked this in the first one. I don't remember things, and I don't cite any of my questions. So, people might not have watched that one, so it only got more views than I've probably gotten in my entire life. I think it's got like 157. But what were your comic inspirations, if any? Like, what comics have you read and thought, I like this, I can use some of this, I can, change bits of it, and this bit's cool? Or when you were a tiny wee baby Merryweather, did you read comics a lot?
Yes and no. I read Dragon Ball. Okay, so the funny thing about Denmark is there's no, like, American comics never took off at all. Like, they're just not read. I think the most we had was like the Donald Duck comics, the weekly
The Donald
ones.
Duck anime adaptation wasn't as good, though.
Nah, sadly not. But yeah, like
Gosh, he's using his full power.
I watched that. I watched the shit out of that. Oh, you mean Kingdom Hearts?
That's the one, the Disney anime.
Yeah.
Sorry, the darkness has taken my soul.
I can't take it seriously. It's too funny.
Goofy.
So I just read like Detective Conan, and I read Dragon Ball, and those are the comics I read. Because we didn't have any American style Western comics at all.
I actually really like the original Dragon Ball. I don't like the show so much. It's a bit slow paced, and there's like 150 episodes. I can't be fucked. But I did really enjoy reading the manga when I was like 14.
You should watch Dragon Ball Kai.
I have watched Dragon Ball Kai. What a great show.
They made it for you since you hated the filler.
Yeah,
that's why it's called Kai.
They were like, our one fan doesn't want to watch the original show. Let's make a new one, and then it got famous. But they never credited me. I actually voiced Krillin as well. I played him. They had me in one of those motion capture suits, so I was doing all the Krillin moves.
Epic. You were the only one, I assume.
In the Destructo disc was just me throwing pizzas at people. It wasn't even supposed to be in the show. It was just like a bit of a goof, and they were like, "Hey, we could use this." Akira Toriyama actually came over and shook my hand. And I hit him with a pizza.
Okay. Just imagine you being the only one in a mocap suit, just like throwing pizzas at people. Just a Western guy.
3D all along.
Just a big British dude.
They had to shrink me, obviously.
It's like for 2D animation too.
Goku, eat pizza.
Yeah, that is true. Like all of Dragon Ball Kai is in fact Kai from Kai again.
Yeah, they readapted it later on. Like they changed all the footage. I know people had VHSs, but they came into your house and changed it. Don't worry. Everyone in the show was me in a motion capsule. Like all of the after images and moving faster than sound. That was me. I was doing that in real life. I was moving so fast that I was fighting myself. Goku and Cell, it was just me.
Wow.
All in one shot. The whole, 600 hours of it. I just did it in one take.
Oof.
I've been reading a lot of comics recently, actually. I don't know, you've kind of got me in the mood for it, because I sort of, started watching the every browser is an anime waifu series, and it sort of made me want to read some more comics. I've really gotten into Injustice, which I usually think DC is complete shit, but Injustice is great because while I think all the characters are awful, now they actually are awful because they're evil. Except Batman, which is fine. And Green Arrow dies, spoilers, but that's very sad. And it actually made me feel something, and I was so impressed with DC.
That's quite good. I've never really read any DC comics at all.
Do you remember when like Black Ops came out and like zombies were the rage?
Yes.
Well, Marvel, bless them, decided to make Marvel Zombies,
Mm.
where all the superheroes were zombies, and despite most of it being just hilarious, the stuff with Peter Parker was actually really good.
Oh yeah. Was he a zombie?
Yeah, he was a zombie, yeah, but they go to a parallel world, and zombie Peter Parker starts killing all the villains, and Sandman gets him confused with the real Peter Parker, and he fucking explodes like real Peter Parker Spider-Man by shoving sand into his mouth and expanding him from the inside. It's literally, it looks like something off E621.
Oh.
It's horrific. It actually gave me chills.
Just imagining like Tom Holland in that situation. That's horrifying.
Oh, no, no, no. I wouldn't want to do it to him, bless him. I'd do it to Andrew Garfield.
Do you? I've heard Tom Holland is like the new Spider-Man. I've heard he is British.
I wouldn't know. All I know is that he didn't want to go Mr. Stark.
Oh no.
I honestly, I don't like that he's apparently a 15-year-old boy in Infinity War. And that he's sort of like, he's like Tony Stark's little adopted retard. He doesn't, like, he keeps shitting on the floor like an untrained dog.
He's powerful though. Like he can beat up a lot of people. He's like very strong.
Yeah, like, I really like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, except for the third one. But, yeah, Spider-Man as, like, an actual child, it just doesn't work with me, you know?
Mm.
I prefer it when he's, like, a young adult.
Oof.
But, yeah, here's another good question. This one comes in from me. Which of your comic worlds would you most want to live in?
Oh, let me see.
Don't expect any reaction from me. I haven't read that many of them.
I'd say Winter Moon, but I'd probably be a fucking nobody. And
that's the one with the gay narcissistic sorcerer, right?
Yes.
I love rounding down your comics to a single sentence. It is the most fun.
Thank you. The Steam Dragon Express. Maybe if I could be like powerful and shit, but
that was Tom's the Tank Engine Wizard School, right?
Yes, that's correct. But there's like too many magical beasts in that one. They might fucking kill me. It's not very fun.
And also
maybe
that girl who looks like a tomato.
Yeah, maybe if I could be like a powerful wizard or something in that world, that would be fun.
Nah, you have no magical powers. You're just Merryweather.
Oh,
but what if everyone knew you created their universe? That they regard you as a god, even though you had no actual powers.
That would be pretty cool. But
you have to do like an Adam Sandler movie thing where you like keep accidentally convincing them you have powers when you don't, and you got to keep the lie going until eventually, like, they realize you don't have any powers, and Tomato Girl rips out your heart in front of your eyes and eats it. It becomes the new conductor of Thomas the Wizard Engine.
That seems stressful.
I mean, you'll be dead. You'll be fine. That won't happen for like 5 years.
So I'd exchange a life. Wow. Damn. And there's no mobile phones either, so it's all going to be like shit.
You could explain to them what a mobile phone is and they could magic one.
Oh, cool.
Because you can be like, yes, from the world I come from, the world that created yours, we have these devices. And they're like, whoa, we could make that with some like magic rocks, I guess.
I'll ask you the same question. Which one would you?
Well, certainly not Crawling Dream, because like I don't fancy any of that Junji Ito shit being strangled by balloons. Unless I could be the cat. I do like the cat.
Yeah, you could be the cat.
I could be a cat.
Comfy. Yeah,
just a Cthulhu cat. That'd be fun. What if I can never remember her name. Like it's
Nyala.
Nyala and Gast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What if instead of Niall and Gast, it was Merryweather and his pet cat Kai? Do you think the comic would sell more?
Possibly. I mean, it's hard to say. Yeah, probably.
And every morning you wake up and Jesus speaks to you still, even in the comic world.
You don't have to wake up. You have a Patreon. There is no job to go to, my son.
And I would just be like, yeah, can you just like feed me like fish? I'll be fine. Just no tuna. I hate tuna. Salmon's good.
Yeah.
Haddock.
Oof. It's all quiet now. I can hear Jesus again. You know what he's saying?
Ah, my hands!
That's correct. That's precisely what he said. How did you know
Fuck!
that? Oh,
That's what I'd say if I were him.
oh Lord!
Why would you fucking put me here? They're crazy! They nailed me to wood!
Oh God! That must be a tough thing. By the way, I've always wondered if you crucify yourself by hammering through your skin, or through your palm, will it grow back?
No, you'd be left with a hole. It depends on how like big it is. I've had a nail straight through my foot and that healed up, but that was like a nail, so you know. But these were like pittons, you know. They're pretty thick. Also, they probably wouldn't have gone for his palm because your palm can't support you like that. They'd probably have gone for his wrist just before the palm.
Yeah. Ooh, that thing
Yeah.
with the wrist. Oh,
Right in the emo spot, you know.
damn. That must suck. Not
Yeah,
happy.
being crucified is not one of people's favorite things to do. Honestly,
Allegedly not.
it made top 6 on BuzzFeed's things people like to do, though. So you know.
That's correct. By the way, since we talked last time, I've accidentally doubled my popularity. Have you noticed?
I've noticed, yeah, because you retweeted like some of the most basic bullshit of mine, and it got pretty. You know, a lot of people were really into it. They were going like rabbit at the mouth.
The one with what if
the one who was like, what if depression were an anime waifu? That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
But then the twist ending is she's the only happy one. She just makes everyone else miserable, and she's an absolute cunt.
She's just faking the whole time.
Yeah, she just tries to bring everyone else down, but then like she gets home and she's really happy.
Everyone's like really curious why everyone's treating her like shit, and then we find out in the end.
Yeah, she just goes around like, oh, hello, Depression Coon, how was your day? And she's like, you know, it's just a bit sad. And they're like, oh, well, now I'm bummed out. And then she gets home and she's like, ha, sucker, fuck you.
Oh my god. Jesus.
All right.
Man.
On to the next one, though. If you were given the chance to make a TV show, what would it be about and on what network?
I'd fix Doctor Who.
You'd fix Doctor Who.
I'd fix Doctor Who.
No filthy fucking women.
No, I feel like they could have done that. It could have been possible. It's just she seemed a little too confused in the role.
She, I also don't like her as an actress. She's really bug-eyed, and she's one of those people who her face, she just forces it to always look whimsical in the role, and it's like...
Yeah, she seems a little too much like Matt Smith. She's trying to be Matt Smith, but it's not quite
one of
working.
the least popular doctors.
Yeah, I feel like it could have worked in that parody one, Curse of the Black Death or something. In the parody version.
Was that the one with Rowan Atkinson?
Yes, it is the one.
Yeah,
they had a female
that one's
doctor
kind of
who was
funny.
like kind of funny. I don't know.
It can be done. It just would require, you know, less of an agenda pushing and more of like actual artistic integrity.
Yeah, I feel like Doctor Who could be fixed pretty well. I actually like Peter Capaldi in the role.
I liked Peter Capaldi. It was just Stephen Moffat who was fucking everything up. Yeah, he needs to wear sunglasses like rock music. He needs to be really cool with no flaws, just like everyone who's a good guy, and all the bad guys are stupid.
Oh god. Yeah, I don't get that.
Another thing, I don't like Chibnall, who's the new showrunner.
Oh yeah.
He made 4 episodes before they put him in charge, and I think every single one of them featured a countdown that had no weight on the story. You remember the one where like has 5 different stories going on at once, where it was with David Tennant and Martha, and they're on a ship, and the sun is like creating sun zombies, and Martha has to answer pub quiz questions while the Doctor is a sun zombie, and then he saves Martha, except she falls into the sun, but he pulls a lever and she comes back.
Oof.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess.
Yeah, like Chris Chibnall also said that he didn't even want to be the showrunner, right?
I mean, him and all of us, we're all in agreement there.
No one wanted him to be the showrunner. They
I
had
don't
no
know,
one
like,
else.
David Tennant had such a solid run, with only a couple of really bad episodes, but everything tied into itself beautifully, especially the series with Donna.
Yeah.
That was just, beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And Murray Gold was like making some prime music for it.
Matt Smith was an amazing Doctor. Unfortunately, it became a little too much Moffat.
I don't like Matt Smith though. He's like,
Oh,
he tries way too hard to push memes, and I don't know if that's his fault or if that's the showrunner's fault, but like, he just. I also like the biggest spits in the face. They changed the Daleks, which they then had to change back because no one liked it. They brought back the original TARDIS design from New Who, with the really cool one with like the big bumpy shit on it that Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant had. In that one episode where the Doctor becomes an anime waifu, which is making me sort of think that you were the showrunner all along. The TARDIS is brought to life in a woman's body, and they go to one of the old control rooms, which is the one from everything else in the show, and it gets deleted and destroyed permanently. That's a bit of a spit in the face. And then the real kicker was at the end, where his regeneration was him shooting Kamehameha lasers. Like, firstly, what the fuck is that shit? Blowing up Daleks. Oh, the Doctor doesn't carry a gun. He doesn't kill. Oh, fuck you!
oh god.
And then afterwards, his regeneration speech boiled down to, I was the best Doctor, and everyone who disagrees on the internet is wrong. Because he's like, oh yes, I remember all of my lives, but the one that I'll always love the most was this one, and I'll never forget it. Which is like, you go back to David Tennant, who sort of had that really nice single line of, I don't want to go, where he sort of realised how much he liked being himself. Oh, that's a tearjerker. But now this guy, he's just like, yeah, I was the best. Okay, see ya. I'll enjoy my paycheck now.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you could fix Doctor Who, just so long as you didn't make every single episode about some object becoming a woman and then being sad. Repetitive.
Yeah, probably a bit. I think it's just, I don't know, man. I think it could be done. It's just dedicating 4 years of your life to something like that might be a little tough.
I mean, dedicating your life to Doctor Who wouldn't be too bad, though. Of all the things to dedicate it to.
Yeah, I suppose.
Anyway, what would you do if you came back as a ghost?
I'd check out my own funeral. I'd make sure and check everyone who's sad, and if they're not sad, I'd haunt them.
Would you possess, like, someone at the funeral and give a long speech about how great you were?
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
You possess Johnny Depp and bring him to your funeral?
Yes.
And just be like, Merryweather was a great guy, and he revolutionized internet comics. And I remember when he died, I cried for 5 days straight.
Actually, that's a good Jack Sparrow.
And then I did all the drugs and beat my wife. I don't know if he actually did that. Don't cite that. Cite your sources, kids.
What did he even do? I don't get it. What did he do?
He did something, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
we all being fucking. Oh man, it like they put too much money into having him in Fantastic Beasts, so now.
They didn't have any money for special effects. They just had a real snake and just threw it at the guy.
More like that. Now they're just brainwashing all of us, and it feels like he did something. I just can't remember what it was.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's weird. He's been failing at fucking everything recently, but no one seems to care.
No. I guess he still pulls in the numbers.
The newest movie was an absolute. It was just like he didn't seem like the cool, cocky, Jack Sparrow who he always has a plan, but you don't know if he actually plans it or if it just happens to him. Now it was just like he's a retard that stumbles around.
Yeah.
Well, this is a question we've got actually from a fan called Fuck Nugget 3000. He asks, have you ever had a dream that you had you want them to do you so much you could do anything?
No. Next question.
All right. If you were forced to end the life of one person in this podcast, who would it be? Bearing in mind, I wrote this expecting to have a co-host that we could kill off. So it's just me and you now. So who's it going to be, Merry?
You.
No, yeah, fair enough.
I'd kill you before I kill myself.
I'd fucking... You know, I feel like the world would lose more if I killed you, but at the same time, fuck you, I want to live.
That's the thing. Honestly, I could be in the room with anyone and be like, can I be sacrificed to keep them alive? And
Gandhi in here, and you'll just be like, nah, take him, who cares, you know?
yeah.
Everyone's just going to invent quotes that you haven't said on the internet anyway.
Yeah. I'm never going to be able to enjoy any aspect of me sacrificing myself for the greater good. So
unless you came back as a ghost.
Yeah.
It all ties back into itself. I'm so genius with my question writing.
If I saved the world and I could come back as a ghost, if I had access to the internet, I would.
Well, yeah, you could possess Johnny Depp and just look at his Twitter page.
If I could just possess anyone I wanted to and just chill, I'd do it.
Dude, just possess Alison Hannigan and masturbate all the time.
Wow. Who's that?
It's Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Lily from Alison Hannigan. She was in American Pie.
I've never seen that girl.
She's very cute. Like, she's held up incredibly well of age. She's not like a sex icon or anything. She's none of that. She's just really adorable, and she's a really great actress, and I've had a crush on her since I was but a wee boy.
Ooh.
I really hope that she doesn't somehow watch this and think that I'm a fucking stalker. She'll be right, but, you know.
Well, I think
I don't want her to know.
When you're that level of popularity, I think you assume that people are going to be like that.
Yeah. But when you're as famous as me, obviously it's going to get around to her, you know.
That's true, yeah. Everyone's going to be tweeting her now. The K.A.I Games said something.
And she'll be like, no, I've watched his Let's Plays for years. I never knew. I'll be like, I know.
That's your Me Too moment. Would you, if you could, become one of the most famous celebrities in the world, but have a Me Too moment the moment it happens? Or...
What, so like I become super famous, but also it gets out that I raped someone, or...
Yes.
Would I have actually raped them?
No. But everyone's gonna act like you did.
Oof. Okay. Or
just go on as you are now.
Or just, you know, go on as I am. I think I'd do it, because a lot of people go on about, oh, fame, you know, fame's an incredible tricky beast to handle, you know, you make one slip up and it's all ruined. The good thing about that is, the slip up's already happened. So it can only go up from there.
That's true.
And like, even like, so take Harvey Weinstein, for example. That man has done, like, he has done the worst things you can do, and yet his name still holds weight, and he's still getting positions. So long as I didn't actually do it, then yeah, because being me as a famous rapist is still better than being me as me now, you know? I'll still be more famous, I'll just have negative connotations to my name that I can eventually scrub away with the passage of maybe 40 years. You know, I'm pretty young. I reckon I could live long enough, especially if I'm famous and all that, I could live long enough to get rid of those negative connotations, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm smart enough to keep my head down and not fuck it up like so many other people do. Because that's the thing. Generally with people who get, like, whose careers are destroyed by this thing, it's because they actually did it and then they continue to fuck up. Because if you're gonna fuck up once, you know?
Yeah.
Like fucking Logan Paul being, like, going to the murder forest and shitting all over Japanese culture. Sorry, the self-murder forest, my bad.
Yes.
Go in there and like posting videos of some dude who killed himself, poor bastard, and then being like, I'm sorry, I'll never disrespect the dead again, and then the next video is him smashing mice with a hammer or something. I don't remember.
We all remember it wrongly. He was actually electrocuting the dead mouse.
Oh, I'm sorry. That made all the difference. My heart weeps for him.
Not caught up on Logan Paul lore, I see.
See, if he'd have you know, the Logan Paul anime, it just never caught me.
It's a bit weird.
His power level got too high.
Well, they felt like they had to make a Logan Paul anime. That was a bit weird.
Rugged Pearl had one of those Japanese rock anthems. But anyway, Logan Paul, yeah, he just continued to fuck up. You know, Rice Gum continued to fuck up. I would just do my thing where I make a public apology and say, look, I didn't do what you will think I did. I understand that there's a lot of evidence against me, but I apologize for any wrong that I have done and any harm I've done to anyone. And then just keep my fucking head down for like 2 years. And then I'll be back on top. It'll be fine, you know?
But I think you'd actually make less money then.
I make like no money now, so.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm making $1 a day. That's like $1 a day more.
Imagine
like
being
I said,
in a
I'm in such a position that I can only go up.
Imagine being in a position where no matter what you do, everyone's gonna hate you.
Honestly, I can't imagine being Logan Paul.
I really can't either. It's like you'd have to, on a chemical level, be totally different to end up in a position like him.
If it were anyone but him, that would be some kind of purgatory. But he's so disassociated with the real world that it doesn't faze him. So better him than anyone else, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could live with like being Logan Paul. No offense to him, but anyway. So I've I'm really into like weird food combinations. I like eating, you know, pasta with barbecue sauce, for example. I'm very lonely. But are there any weird food combinations that you really like that a lot of people would probably judge you horrendously for? And can you admit that on live TV with me now?
Pineapple with pizza.
Get off the show.
Oh God.
You're not.
Oh, no.
You're not welcome here anymore.
Oh no.
I think that now, you know what? I may have been accused of rape, but you just ended your career, sir.
Oh fuck. Damn. And I kind of like it, like the contrast between like the
Good
meat
and not good.
the bread and the stuff, and then the pineapple, just a burst of fruity joy to just like a. I think that's good.
You know what? I got a cover for you here because I know people will probably be upset. You're bound to like get some backlash. So I'll quickly say something more controversial to cover for you. So I've gotten a lot of requests for this question. It's so controversial and loaded that I've never had the balls to ask someone until now. Oh. This makes the whole gender wage gap, abortion, anything about Trump, it makes it all seem trivial. That's how controversial this topic is. So, Merryweather, are you ready?
I'll try.
Which is better, Shrek 2 or Kung Fu Panda 2?
I've never seen either.
My God.
Wait, Kung Fu Panda 2. I've seen that one, so I'll say that one.
It is one of my favourite movies.
Yes.
So, I'm on your side with this. I've seen both. I like Kung Fu Panda 2 much. Shrek 2 is an amazing movie, but like... Kung Fu Panda 2, man.
It reminds me of this one joke, this one little comic that was made. Like it's humor throughout the ages. So in the 1990s, someone told a joke. Then in the early 2000s, someone made like or like 2010 or something. They made a joke that was slightly more funny, and then in 2018, it was just like a hyper zoomed in image of Shrek, and like with an infinity gauntlet on and all of these other things.
Right, like jokes then, jokes now sort of thing.
Yeah.
I really like those, like jokes then, like why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? Jokes now, mother, where is my spaghetti? With like a deep fried image.
Yes. That's how humor is evolving, you know. Like
1985, I bet there'll be flying cars in the future. 2018, are air conditioners racist and sexist?
Oh, the world is an amazing, colorful place filled with cool opinions.
It really is. Like, when you can stop taking it seriously, like, you know, everyone's like, oh, this is the only life you'll get. It's like, yeah, so, like, who cares? Just fucking roll with it, man. Just see how deep into the shit we can go.
Yes.
I do have a question that I've actually been looking forward to asking you this whole time.
Oh.
If crawling memes were adapted into a live action Netflix show, which are always very good, who would you want to play each character? Bearing in mind, I kind of want to play the director guy, or I really want to play the homeless guy they drag off and murder.
So what's the question again?
If Crawling Dreams were adapted into a live action Netflix show, who would
Yeah.
you want to play each character? Like, is there an actress or actor in mind for each of them? Because I'm thinking like the cat can be played by the cat from Sabrina, you know.
Is that just like I'd like Zac Efron to be the director.
Nah, he can play the girl.
And then I'd like Steve Buscemi to play the girl.
What about
But
Seth
he has to be-
MacFarlane to
he-
play the cat?
He has to. Yeah, I'd like Seth MacFarlane to be the
Girls,
cat.
just do his Brian voice.
Yes, and but Steve Buscemi has to be photoshopped to the point where he is actually an attractive girl.
And he has to have he has to be voiced by Tara Strong, so no one knows it's him.
Yes, and
But
he has to
we
like
will
just,
know it was him.
Only we will know.
So when everyone's like jacking their dicks to it, like at home, they'll think, "Oh wow, it's like it's an animated character, like a CGI character with Tara Strong's voice." But in reality, it was Steve Buscemi all along.
Whenever one of the characters interacted with her hands or something, it's just Steve Buscemi's hand.
It's Steve Buscemi's hand.
Yes.
And like we do like a bit where like her skirt gets blown up and you see her butt and everyone's like, "Oh yeah," but it's actually Steve Buscemi's butt. And we don't tell people for like 50 years because like the government is allowed to withhold information for up to 50 years before they release it to the public.
That is
So
true.
we do it like that. 50 years later, it comes out that it was Steve Buscemi and all these like 60, 70-year-olds are like committing mass suicide.
Wow.
And then Logan Paul, who's like ancient at this point, has loads of footage to get.
Yes.
And they all go to the Japanese suicide forest.
That's how he revives his YouTube channel.
Oh man.
Mm.
But yeah, who else then? Would you want me to play anyone? Because I could play the balloons.
Yes, I would
Because
like you.
my head's full of air.
I would like you to play every homeless man all at once.
Okay.
Like
There's
everyone in the entire thing that's not a main character, that's not a named character, that's just you.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. Like, do I get to play the seaweed girls?
Yes.
I get to drag homeless people that are also me to the bottom of the sea and kill them.
That is correct.
Can we get actual... No, actually, can we get actual homeless people and can I actually kill them underwater?
Oh god.
By choking
I
them to
think-
death with seaweed?
in ancient civilizations they had this thing where like if you were poor and you were like, I don't want to live anymore, then you could go to the palace and you could be like, I wanna like volunteer as tribute, and they would
Put you in Hunger Games.
treat you like a prince and just feed you really well, good food, and just give you like parties and like obey you and stuff for 1 year. And then when the 1 year was over, you'd be a human sacrifice.
Holy shit, that sounds not bad, especially if you could, like, run away.
I'm sure some people try it, but imagine you like surrounded by people constantly.
Oh, this
so
is
it's
your
gonna be
last
crazy.
day. This is your last day alive. What is your request? Yes, I'd like to go for a tour around the city. Can I have a big carriage? I'll drive it myself. Don't worry. I've always wanted to drive one. Yeah, big carriage with enough supplies to last me, I don't know, like 5 months, and just go around the city. And they'll be like, yes, of course, we're all stupid people from ancient times, and just be like, all right, see you fuckers.
I'm sure they lost at least a few that way.
Just go to the next town over and do it again.
Wow.
And keep cycling.
yeah.
Come back with a fake mustache. And be like, hello, yes, I want to kill myself, yes. A serial suicider.
Now that's what I call epic.
Le epic memes from 1993.
I enjoy Fortnite.
I can actually do the Fortnite dances really well, and it makes me incredibly sad that that's true.
Oh. Sometimes I just like to take out my fidget spinner and then I just like go like, "Wee, Fortnite! Wee!" in the face of like random Japanese people, and they're like, "What the fuck is he on about?"
I like going out into the street and screaming at people as well. It's got nothing to do with Fortnite. Sometimes I'll play Fortnite in real life. I'll take my Scarrel out and just,
Yeah.
99 people gotta die today.
Do they ever
And then-
catch you?
When they're all dead, I throw them into some blue paint and then I just do the Fortnite dance next to them.
That's pretty cool, dude. Like, what do the police ever get you, or?
They're part of the game.
Oh, fair enough. Well, that's pretty cool. Is that how it works in England? Do you just have like a purge night going?
Well, I mean, the police in England can't have guns, so like, easy mode.
Oh yeah, true. Like all you need is like a handgun. You're gonna be the king then.
I don't know. You into Pokemon much?
Yeah, sure.
So, Pokemon Let's Go is the big new thing that's sweeping the streets,
Yes.
along with garbage men, who also their job is to sweep the streets.
Yes.
God bless them. More women in the garbage industry, I say.
Ooh.
Equality, gender equality in the garbage industry, please. Yeah, well, Pokemon Let's Go is this new thing, and I saw it and I was so like, I was actually really interested in it because it's like a remake of the original Pokemon except with like the updated new shit, and I was like, wow, that seems really good.
Yeah.
And then I watched my boy Austin Last Grey Wolf on Twitch. Go check him out. He's really great. He complains a lot when anything goes wrong though. That's his one big crippling flaw. I was watching him play it and I was like, oh, he's in the long grass. We're gonna see a sweet Pokemon battle. And then the Pokemon, you can actually see them in the grass. So some of them are actually pretty well camouflaged. It's cool, Ran into one just to like catch it. You can't fight them. It's just Pokemon Go, except in an actual Pokemon game. You just throw the ball at them. And I was like, what?
You
only
can
fight-
battle trainers though. You can
battle trainers. Which is what's weird. I was like, okay, maybe this is like a little like, in-between game between generations and they didn't bother putting in any combat, so it's just like, yeah, have fun with Pokemon, which, is fine. But there's combat for all the Pokemon in trainer battles. So why not put them in for like, sort of, walking through the grass battles, wild battles. And the reason is, this game specifically was made to ease people into the newer generations in 3D. So they made it as casual as possible. And I don't mind, people having games for them that are casual. And all Pokemon games have been kind of easy. That's why Nuzlocke exist, to make it actually challenging.
Yeah.
But to not even have one of the core parts of the game, you can't go out and earn the Pokemon you get on your team. It's just like, why?
And that is
Hurt
quite
me.
shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I was so disappointed because I really I was looking at like how much Nintendo Switches were and how much I could get the game for. I'm thinking I could save up for this and get one. It would be like worth my time. But as soon as I heard there were no wild battles, I was like, my interest is gone. I also fucking hate Eevee. I'm the only human being on the planet that just fucking cannot stand Eevee. Its name is like, it's kind of stupid. It looks like a fucking cat dog. It's got the most uninspired fucking design. I think it's cool that it evolves into so many different things, but the fact that you need a stone, so you need to find the specific stone for each one, is just... Ugh.
Yeah.
I could get a Flareon, but I'd rather have a fucking Vulpix, which looks almost identical, but is cooler.
It is a sad day for Eevee.
Yeah. The day that K.A.I turned his back on Eevee, the ultimate anime betrayal.
Fucking hell.
Well, we've got
K.A.I.
one more topic on the list. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No.
No, what were you going to say? I must know.
Epic Dank.
Okay. You know what? I wasn't disappointed, and I'm sure no one at home was either.
Absolutely not.
Because there's no one at home. No one's watching.
Hey everyone. Gangnam Style.
Oh my god, that is a new trend. Whoppa
It
Whoppa,
is.
right? Yeah, that's it.
Wubba lubba dub dub, my epic
Oh
Deuterinos.
shit, son.
I've got the newest memes.
Stop me if you heard this one. This is more of a recent thing, but what's up? You might not have heard about it yet, but don't worry. Next year you'll hear.
All your base all belong to us.
Oh shit, son! Do a barrel roll, am I right?
Over 9,000.
One does not simply quote new memes. we sound like
Bottom. Yeah.
No, go ahead, please. Don't let me interrupt.
I was just about to say bottom text.
Okay. Well, we sound like a shameless marketing company who are they're like 100-year-old dusty fucking.
Let's put some memes in there. The kids love the memes on the internet.
Jim, we need something for our new advertisement for Rolex. Yeah, they all like those meme things. You should put those in. Ah, fuck, you're right. I just realized I'm doing the filthy Frank voice. Now I'm depressed.
Oh no.
Poor Franco.
Sad Franco.
I'd love to have Joji on the show at some point, though.
You should just tweet him every day. Every day you tweet him. Okay,
I eat a picture
KnobCast?
I eat a picture of Joji until Joji comes on my show. G.
Yeah.
My show G.
You need to like be that guy who just replies to every single one of his messages and just like with a terrible meme, like a really old one.
Every time he tweets, I go, "Ha, you're right, Joji. Lay epic dank," until he like accepts me as his son.
Yes. Like, Epic Dank, by the way, Epic Deuterino, can you come on my show? It's called the KnobCast.
I've had e-celebrity Merryweather, and like until then he was like, ugh, but then he's like, what shit, real shit, nigga?
Sometimes some weird people follow me. Like there's this streamer that I've never heard of that has like 600,000 subscribers, and she just followed me. I have no idea who this is.
It's fucking Northern Lion, isn't it? God damn.
No, it's Lion Maker.
I'd love Northern Lion on the show.
Who that?
Well. He's the guy who's done like 3,000 episodes of The Binding of Isaac. I like watch him like a crazy person. Just whatever I'm doing, I put Northern Lion on in the background. He's just got such a nice voice. He's so nice to listen to.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I do stuff in the background, it's like put one of those guys who like make fun of Indian scammers. Like they call in and he just wastes their time.
Is he the guy who like dresses up as an old lady and is like, I don't know where my credit card is.
Yeah, and the scammers, they get like really aggressive with this old lady too.
You are all stupid. Blah, 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 blah.
And then when grandma starts going like, you sound angry.
Oh, you sound very angry, young man. There was this great one, the PUBG TV was a thing for a while, when PUBG was a thing for a while, and I still play it, but they had like a bunch of like angry voice chat compilations, and there's this one guy, he came back, like he was the only one to be found and featured twice, but there was this guy, he like ran up and hid in a bush when he saw this guy, and this guy walked past, he just got shot to shit. And he just started screaming through the mic like, you are in a fucking bush! A fucking bush!
What?
Yeah, he just that. Like, there is no fucking prize money. Fuck you. You in there for 5 minutes. Just there's something about Indian accents that just really gets me,
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Someone suggested to him that he should
like Apu.
That he should call them and then speak to them in an Indian accent. But like another commenter kind of
fixed and he's from Microsoft.
Yeah, but another commenter kind of pointed out that like. It might, like, to us, we could do an Indian accent. We could do, like, a stereotypical Indian accent. But the problem comes when a native Indian person has to hear it, because then it sounds put on.
The devil is in the details.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do a Danish accent for shit.
Can you try?
I don't know, it all sounds like, that sort of European. Like, it would sound just like my Swedish one, just like my Scandinavian one.
Yeah.
You know what? Every single accent just sounds like German whenever I try and do them. It always sounds a bit more like this.
Oh.
It sounds very German.
It sounds very German?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a big German friend here in Turkey. I enjoy hanging out.
A big one?
Yeah, a big one.
Do you call him Big Boy?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
I do call him Big Boy.
You call a lot of people Big Boy, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's kind of like my go-to thing.
I thought it was like a special thing with me, but then I saw you talking to Jessica at the prom, and you called her a big boy, and I was like, what? But that was our thing. And then I cried over a picture of us at a sunset beach.
Top 2015 anime betrayals.
Top 2015.
Yes. It's like one of those videos. You know, like top. Oh yeah, 2018 top Black Friday epic crazy moments, and then it's just all all videos from previous years. So it's like really shitty.
Top 20 kids who said they've raped my mother that were telling the truth.
And it's all referring specifically to your mother.
Yeah. Somehow the video is hand tailored to everyone who watches, and it's their mother, and the pictures are all genuine, and it's always the same 12-year-olds.
That's awful. Oh man, like I can imagine like videos like that might become like all of these sites. They start like using. There's on Webtoon, the platform I'm on Webtoon. There's this featured comic where it's like a horror comic, and when you read it, it's about this like the Ring-esque girl who like calls you in the comic, and then suddenly while you're reading the comic, the app just fucking calls you with the photo of the girl. It's like a fucking amazing jump scare. And the reason why that's able to happen is because you gave the app permission to make calls and send messages, which is like basic for every app these days. But then they actually had the balls to use it.
Yeah. I used to do it at Pokemon Go.
What?
You should do it at Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Detective Pikachu calls you and starts screaming at you, demanding to know where the murder weapon is. Fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my god! And then he turns with bloodshot eyes, and then he says the N-word.
Hyper realistic lips.
Yes.
The rest of him is cartoon.
It's really quite offensive that he'd do that, to be honest.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is a dick.
Yeah.
Why would he do this? But anyway, we'll round off this wonderful episode with, just one last topic that I have on the list.
Wonderful.
So you have a new comic hitting the streets of the internet, and I actually really love the name. I relate to it on a personal level, especially in my marriage. So please tell me more about Stalker X Stalker.
What do you think it's about?
Alright, I'm gonna hazard a guess and say it's either a parody of Hunter x Hunter, where they all try and fuck each other, or you've been collaborating with Famous Tunes Facial. Or don't look too far into the fact that I can pull up the name of a prolific animated pornography studio just off the top of my head like that, while also having short-term memory loss issues. But
Oh no.
or it's about a guy and a girl who both really like each other and start stalking each other without knowing that they're both stalking each other.
That's correct. That's what it's about.
I'm a genius, truly. And you know what? I also was not part of the development team, so, before you all start your conspiracy theories in the comments below, please also comment. I don't get any of those. Go on then, give us a bit more of a rundown if you can.
Okay. Well, it's what you said. It's a romantic comedy about two stalkers who end up stalking each other. And then one day the girl wants to break into his home so that she can.
A romantic
check it
comedy,
out.
home invasion.
Yes. And then when she breaks in, she sees the walls, and all of the walls are covered in pictures of her.
And she freaks out and gets him arrested.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, no one learns anything.
Yeah, they all die.
And her friend is like, don't you think it's a bit ironic that you're a stalker and you got him arrested for stalking you when you were stalking him? And then she stabs that friend in the throat.
Yes.
I'm sorry I ruined it for everyone at home.
Yeah.
It'd be really sad if that was actually where you planned to go with it. And they were like, fuck, Kai, why would you do this?
Now I have to change it all.
I guess they just live together and she doesn't wear pants.
Yeah.
It could be a prequel.
Yes. Prequel. The great-great-grandparents.
Grandma No Pants taught me the ways, and now I live with you.
God. Did you see a girl cosplayed Internet Explorer, Jan?
Yes, that does seem to fire off a few neutrons in my brain. A few Jimmy neutrons.
It was quite good. I enjoyed it.
I've always wanted to cosplay as the cat, but I haven't got the right body type for it, or of being a human.
Well, it's a cat, so it kind of makes sense.
I tried, I even chopped off the lower halves of my legs.
What did you do?
I chopped off the lower halves of my legs so I'd look more like a cat. But now it turns out that doesn't work. You just end up crippled. Also, I'm suing you because I blame you.
Oh. Well, I'll go prepare my lawsuit then.
I'm suing you for what my legs were worth. So $5.
Those are some pretty expensive legs.
I didn't use them anyway.
You could like get some dog legs, and then you could just.
I was just gonna sellotape some hot dogs.
Yes.
To the stumps and run around on those.
That would be pretty good.
Either that, or I was gonna steal someone else's legs. Like, if you were to steal someone's legs, whose legs would you want?
That's a good question.
I'd take Nicki Minaj's legs.
But you get the butt as well, right?
I hope so.
Oh god. It's gonna be so disproportionate. It's gonna be really weird.
Yeah, but like that's someone's fetish, you know? I could make a lot of money on Instagram.
That's true.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
no, FOT audit, I can't.
Oh no!
Oh wait, no, that's only in America though. I think
That's
in
so
England they're
silly.
okay. And even then, like it would have to be over 10,000 before they even start taking taxes away. So long as I don't earn over 10,000. That's got to be like an awkward post to make it as a Twitch bot on Instagram. Like, yeah, I know you guys really like seeing my tits and ass and everything, but can you please like donate a little bit less? Because now the tax man is literally trying to stab me in the neck.
That's how it works. Like if you earn more than a certain amount, then the tax man just comes
But
after
they
you
just
your
keep fucking
life.
donating, and you're like, no, my beauty was a blessing, and now it is a curse.
Oh no!
She like burns her face with a in a fat fryer, so they stop donating. But then she earns nothing. She's ruined her beautiful face.
Oh no! Fuck, that's so horrible.
Dude, make a comic about that. Fuck.
Hell yeah, bro! I'll make that a comic. That's not at all a terrible idea.
All right, copyright Kai Games. I get 50%.
Epic. That's how that works. That's how that works. It's just who says copyright first.
Look, I went to law school. They told me to leave, but I went there once.
Okay. You start yelling copyright Kai Games at everything, and then
Just copyright the word react. What could go wrong?
ever since then they've been forced to send you 50% of the university's income.
I copyright the word law school. And they're like, that's not one word. And I'm like, well, it is now. And they all have to change their signs.
That's epic.
It's like fucking... You want to know how that sort of shit, quote-unquote, works? Fucking Subway. Their footlong is not a foot long, it's less. But they're allowed to get away with misdirecting their customers because it's not a foot long, it's called a foot long. So they could call it like a 45-incher and have that be all one word with a capitalized letter, and then they could get away with it being 4 inches.
That's amazing.
It's bullshit.
Do people really eat a foot long all on their own?
I don't.
I've heard people do.
I don't do that. Like on the regular.
Oh.
I don't have like a weekly foot long.
Oh, it sounds like you do.
No, I don't. Shut up.
Oh.
Your mum has a foot long, if you know what I mean.
Oh God, no.
Ha! Let Epic subscribe for more epic roasts.
No, Kai, no. We talked about that. You're not allowed to say that. It was a secret.
Listen, the world had to know at some point that I'm your stepdad now.
Oh God.
Which is why I get 50%.
And you get
That's how-
50% of everything.
That's how the law works.
Imagine being the person who just gets 50% of everything. That would be pretty cool.
Dude, I'd love to be Bill Gates.
Wow. You know, what was it?
Oh, please tell me the Internet Explorer is going to meet Bill Gates at some point.
I actually consider it. I actually legitimately considered it.
I'm your father. What?
also considered some other things, but these are all things that happen in the future, so I can't spoil it yet.
Oh,
But
I could just keep guessing until you get really angry, and that's when we'll know.
yes.
Internet Explorer. Oh, let's see. Who else could she meet?
Bill Gates looks at her with bloodshot eyes, and then he says the N-word.
And he says,
And then
I
everyone's
know
like,
your browser
Bill,
history.
that's racist. Don't do that.
He says, I know your browser history.
Oh.
You're gonna do like Internet Explorer meets Flash, and Flash is being like beaten up by Firefox because it doesn't work on Firefox. And then Internet Explorer is like, it's okay, I'll take you in. And then it's really sad music. and then like Internet Explorer pops up and breaks the fourth wall and says, wow, that was pretty sad. Can we hit 5 likes on this post?
And then Naruto comes out and does a Fortnite dance. That's how that works.
And then Minecraft Steve also does the Fortnite dance, but he does Orange Justice.
Yes. That's how that works.
What if... Okay, I'm gonna pitch you an ending to Infinity War, and I want you to tell me if you think it's better or worse.
Okay.
So, you know, have you seen Infinity War?
I have.
Okay, spoilers for anyone who hasn't. So Thor jumps down from the heavens and he stabs Thanos in the shoulder with his new axe, and Thanos says, "You should have gone for the head, and now I will destroy half of the universe," and he snaps his finger, and instead of half the people dying, everyone, just half of them disappears, and they all die.
Oh no!
So the left half of every living creature just vaporizes. And it cuts to Tony Stark and Spider-Man. Spider-Man says, "Mr. Stark, half of me doesn't feel so good," as his left arm disintegrates. And then Doctor Strange is like, "Ah, shit, didn't see that coming." And then he dies.
Oh. Shit. Fuck. Yeah, that sounds like a terrible fucking idea.
And then it worked on Stan Lee as well, apparently. Thanos got him.
Oh no. That would be pretty funny. So the next Avengers movie is just gonna be the left halves fighting to get
No, they're
other
all
half
dead.
back. Oh fuck! No.
It's the end of Marvel. Half the studio disintegrates as well.
Jesus.
Oh.
That's
What
amazing.
if Stan Lee cameos in the next movie, but it's just his dead body?
Oh
Like,
no!
They cremate him in real life, and they bring his actual ashes to the set, and there's he was the bus driver in the last cameo.
Well, actually, like they
pour the ashes into the bus driver's seat, and they're like, "Look, there's the Stan Lee cameo."
It's so terrible. No, they actually did film 5 more ones.
5 more. There's Infinity
Cameos.
War, Infinity Disagreement, Infinity Argument, Infinity Heated Debate.
No, they filmed 5 more Stan Lee cameos.
Oh, okay, good.
So he's gonna be around for a while still, at least in spirit.
Is he gonna cameo in the Aladdin remake?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Aladdin.
That's a real shame. What do you think of all these Disney live action remakes, real quick?
They're alright.
I don't like them. You know?
No?
It's just it's so. I mean, we can all tell Disney just is making more money out of nostalgia.
Yeah.
But when you look at them and you compare them to the originals, it's like, who the fuck is going to choose to watch the live-action Beauty and the Beast over, the original now, now in retrospect? The Beast looked fucking terrible. He looked like a fucking D&D character that someone drew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is my goat-leg tiefling.
I just want them to make a live-action Crawling Dreams. Disney. I just want Disney to make a live-action Crawling Dreams.
On
and the
Netflix.
only thing I will not dodge on, the only thing I will not allow them to change is Nyala's breast size.
Well, what if they want to make it bigger?
they're allowed to do that.
What if they get Emma Watson to play her, but they just like graph huge tits onto her chest?
I'd be fine with that.
That would like, if you did that and also took away Emma Watson's right to opinions, she'd be great.
Oh no.
Her and J.K. Rowling, they're the exception. Geneva Convention applies to everyone. Just not them, not those two. Stop it. I don't mind Emma Watson so much, but
It's alright.
not J.K. Rowling though. Do you know what J.K. Rowling was doing? She was like, "Oh yeah, it turns out Harry was a gay transgender cripple the whole time," sort of shit.
Did she say that?
Not that specifically, but she's been like, saying like in hindsight, "Oh yeah, it turns out this side character was gay, transgender, and crippled. I just never mentioned it in the book. But look how progressive I am."
Yeah.
And it's like
It's a little
bullshit.
silly that she wouldn't like. She had an opportunity to like show that Dumbledore was gay in the Fantastic Beasts movies. If she was gonna go with that route, at least like nail it, right? But she just doesn't do it.
Like she wants everyone on the left to like her, but she doesn't have the balls to stick with it. It's just so shallow. Anyway, on that sad note,
Dumbledore can be gay. I don't mind. I
don't mind Dumbledore being gay. It makes his relationship with Harry a little bit, I don't know if you've ever seen the very funny parody Harry Potter and the homoerotic subtext, but there's a surprising amount of innuendo between Dumbledore and Harry.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. But yeah.
I just want I want Disney to start making 2D movies again.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? It's just too much effort for them, I guess.
They tried with The Princess and the Frog, and like the villain was great in that, but everything else about it was fucking awful.
Yeah. They could have made it like they need to try again.
Yeah. It just costs them more money, so they're like, "Hey, we're just one of the richest companies in the world. We can't spend more money." God, fuck that. Let's just remake Aladdin.
They're gonna try again, I'm certain. They will.
Maybe one day when people get sick of the shit they're doing now.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to end now because I think my wife wants to go to bed, and right now my office is in the bedroom, and it's 2
Oh no. Well, that sounds wonderful.
It sounds wonderful for her. I'm not tired. I slept all day today because I managed to pass out.
I am quite tired, though. I might sleep another hour, so...
Yeah, just go have a nap. Jesus will probably pest you awake in a bit.
Today I'm going to watch Fantastic Beasts for a second time, now with Japanese voices.
All I want is the voice of All Might to be in it.
He's actually not a normal voice actor. Like, he was a very unique new person who's never done anything before.
Yeah. He's got such a nice voice. He was also in Attack on Titan.
Oh.
His character's dead, but, he was good while it lasted.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, that'll do it for this episode of KnobCast. Thank you all so much for watching. Go on.
Epic Dank!
Be sure to subscribe to Merryweather's YouTube channels. I'm sure he has 15 of them. All subscribe to each other. Be sure to check him out on Twitter, where he regularly depresses everyone with anime waifus. And we'll see you in the next exciting episode. But until then, bye.